Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Dose. Today is an auspicious occasion. The long awaited arrival of the newest class of heroes has finally come to a global server. Yes, we're behind the Koreans and the Asian ones, but that's fine. We are excited nonetheless. We're on Yawning Way, and I figure let's just kick it off. So, of course, this one looks like she's from Warlord, clearly the superior nation out of all of them because she's the one showcased. I completely agree, game. I'm not biased at all. But all jokes aside, it looks like we're going to be able to uh, purchase some of these guys, or ladies, I should say. I think it's going to be expensive. My initial thoughts are like most Celebrate festivals, it's going to allow us to buy stuff with gold and it's gonna probably require us to spend a little bit of cash in order to build the heroes right off the bat. Now, definitely going to be a whaley event. I'll probably put a whaley emoji somewhere in the title. Let's just dive into it though. Outside of the actual Celebrate Festival for the intended purpose of buying or building the Mythic Heroes, we still need to essentially accumulate some of these resources. Now, it is RNG based, you just need to participate. It's not a guaranteed, unfortunately. You're going to get quills and you're going to get ink stones. Very similar to Arms Race, you're going to be able to exchange those for limited quantities for certain items, which is not a terrible thing if you aren't a spender on the game. Basically, you're still going to get free shit um, just by doing your daily quests. What do I got to do here? I feel like we need to try and get some of these ones. It's going to annoy me, so bear with me. Let's see if we can that's one stupid thing. They need to incorporate quick attack for the behemoths. I don't feel like they have the option there. I can't click anywhere else on the screen. That would be good. I know they do that have that in the Korean version. When it does pop up, it becomes available for you to attack them. But that would have been nice. Anyway, there's an example. You can grab some of the discs that way. Honestly, don't stress too much about this. It's not really something you need to hunt down. It's just like an additional thing. They have missions that replace your daily rebates. Do I like that? Not really. I prefer to have my daily rebates, but I mean, in terms of just the items that you get, this is definitely a glitch. You don't get inkstones, you do get the superior. Well, actually, no, they are the superior ones. My bad. So you don't get the quills, you get the inkstones. I thought for a second it was the other way around. My bad, PB. My bad. But these ones are, I guess, the premium out of the two for free to play options. Just go ahead, do your daily tasks. You will get some additional ones. Maybe we can do the recruitment. How many weapons we got? 59. I don't really need any weapons, do I? We'll see about that in a second. We will see about that momentarily so that we can do some viewing later on. What is there though that's kind of spicy outside of spending gold on the obvious? There's the outfits. Wouldn't recommend spending any of the premium or deluxe currency there. So it's still going to cost us some of the imperial seals to get this a lovely lady built. Interesting. What about exchange rates? Is there anything else that's new or spicy? I want to say it's pretty stock standard. They haven't included any of the deluxe chests or the epic chests. Nah, pretty stock standard. You can go through this of your own leisure, but basically, I'd recommend grabbing things that are fitting your build. The Ascension Stones are a nice addition. I'm probably going to have to build some of those ones just because we're at that stage of getting some legendary relics for old mate Chow Chow or, well, I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll see. I'm leaning towards that. I'm planning accordingly for the legendary relics because you need a bucket load of those. But anyway, if in doubt, always just get the beast pills. You can never really go wrong with enough beast pills. Everything else is very much dependent on you and what you'd like to do. Here's kind of where it gets more spicy though. So it's going to cost us, I believe, 15,000 if I'm not mistaken, or 11,000. No, 11,000. Nope. Okay. So save myself some gold there. So it's going to cost us 11k to buy 55 of these shards. These are the newest heroes, of course, which is everybody's getting a little bit excited about. And we're going to go into those in a sec. But before we get too distracted by the loveliness that's in front of us, let's just check out what else you can buy for gold. So you can actually get the Charm Spirits, which is interesting. Ascension Stones after 120. Pretty much, I don't know. I'd avoid most of this. In terms of value, you can get these ones just by participating in the War Machine. So if anyone's curious, it is actually up now. So if we go over to enemies at the gate, it's going to be War Machine Thursday. So the reward for this is actually a free selection chest, and the drop rates for legendaries are pretty high. I seem to be getting quite a lot of legendaries out of there, which is not bad. But of course, epics are the ones after that. And there is like a ranking table, but I can't for the life of me figure out how to find that ranking table. I really don't know. Is it there? Fucking, it's right there. So if you get within like I guess the top five, I want to say you're going to get some additional chests as well, which is fantastic. We generally do pretty good in this server bracket, but again, this depends on your legion's activeness. I don't know. I feel like we come in the top two quite a lot, actually, now that I think about it. So that's not too bad. We probably will still rank within top two of this event and get some additional juices. But if you're curious about that, I probably would not recommend going down the path of spending gold on those selection chests. However, would I recommend buying out these shards? The short answer to that is yes. That's a affirmative from PB. Even if you're a free-to-play player, this is going to help you immensely when the actual limited hero or the special Mythic Hero event arrives. You won't be able to buy as many reroll tokens for the Mythic Hero. I can confirm, like Korean serve, it's about 20 roll tickets. It kind of sucks because you kind of used to spending and getting 40 free, you know what I mean? Or for gold, I should say. It's going to take a while for you to build this without spending cash. Not going to lie. It's definitely going to be a longer process than if you were to get it through the legendary variety. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It kind of separates the classes a little bit in terms of pay to win and free to play. Because, I mean, most people play this game competitively. You will need to acquire at least some of these from this faction. Now, while I'm just scrolling through it, I'm not really paying too much attention to what she does. I'll kind of want to just sort of preview it a little bit. So, what does she do? She has three abilities. First one is Worm Slash, deals physical damage to enemies in the front row, gains one moral mark. Whenever unit takes action, each mark increases the old mate lose attack by 3% and defense stacks 5 times. Interesting. Heaven's Halberd deals physical damage to enemies in the front row, gains a shield equal to 150% of attack and increases attack and defense. Allies total crit increases by 20% for 2 rounds. Very interesting. Um, Physical defense, so coming of war, physical damage to enemies in front row, removes all marks from self and gives allies in same row a shield equal to percentage of, and then basically increases shield strength by 10%. Damn, she is she's overpowered just by reading that. Um, I mean, look, as Lubu's daughter, I mean, I feel like I just have to build her on the Warlord account. It'd be wrong for me not to, you know what I mean? But yeah, she seems to definitely have some interesting things. Start with 50 hatred, reserves 50 per move. I wonder what hatred does. What does hatred do? It just says it in the tooltip. I don't think it actually has a specific thing. It doesn't really talk about it very much. And of course, as you rank up the star levels, each of these abilities upgrade as well. Is there actually anything that talks about hatred? Not really. All right, well, that's an interesting facet. I'm not sure why it mentions that. Maybe we'll delve into it a little deeper when we build her. And of course, we all know that that's going to happen. Here's her basic percentages and her increases. as she unlocks her star levels. Kind of interesting. What affinities does she rock? Naturally, Dao Chan and Lu Bu, of course. Pretty much, I guess, I don't even know what that is. Maybe another? What, coming soon. Ah, coming soon. Oh, the old sneaky sneaky. Oh, well, she at least have some base sets, so she doesn't need to rock all halberd gear to begin with. Very interesting. So we're going from right to left. We now have Sun Luban. Very cool little Wei Nation looking chick. What does she do? She does magic damage to enemies in the back row and converts 50% of damage dealt to HP. So she heals herself and she attacks the back row. Very cool. Her second ability, Mind Poison, damages enemies in the back row, also converts to HP. Gives self and one ally united. Shares damage taken. Okay, so she's kind of tanky. And she does some, of course, some damage reduction as well to the enemies. Interesting. Um, Eye of Confusion. Magic damage to three enemies in back row and converts health. Okay, again. But then she curses two random enemies. Enemies will share damage with Sun Luban for 3 rounds. Okay, so then she kind of just deals additional damage to those random enemies as she takes damage. And she starts with 50 hatred. So I assume hatred must be the currency in which, similar to rage, you do your third active ability. That's my impression of what hatred is. Very cool, very cool. You actually need 130 shards, which is interesting as well. So you actually need 10 additional shards to build this lovely lady. If you're interested in her description, read that at your own leisure. There again is the statistics of what she increases per star level that unlocks. Affinity wise, pretty stock standard. I'd say it's going to be most of the legendaries and, of course, a secret mysterious hero. Plus 45% HP is pretty cool, though, not going to lie. Again, affinities remain the same. Moving on, we have Zhu Gao. So this would probably be the daughter of Zhu, well, someone. I don't know. I'm guessing at this stage. Let's read what she does. So she does magic damage to enemy with highest rage and heals lowest ally. Okay, so she's a healer. Hmm. She deals damage to enemy with the highest rage, an adjacent enemy, and summons a kite bird. Gains Yuzuya's attributes and stays in battle for 1 round. At the end of each round, Kite Bird will attack a random enemy, dealing physical damage and inflicting bleed. Fucking hell. This is a mouthful to go through. I assume she just does additional damage with the Kite Bird. And while she's doing additional damage to the Kite Bird, she is, of course, getting some heals off as well. And she's doing damage increased to all enemies or damage, and the damage increased to all enemies is reduced by 20%. That sounds like a debuff. Celestial Beast. So this is her hate ability. Now that we've kind of clarified that's what's going on here. So now this is a, what the fuck? Can they get any longer? Magic damage to the enemy with the highest rage and adjacent enemies and summon a mechanical ox or steed. I guess depending on which one it is. At the end of each round, mechanical ox heals allies and restores rage, and steed attacks a enemy column, dealing physical damage and has a chance to reduce target's rage by 2%. Woof. All right. Well, as you can probably tell, she gets stronger and stronger as she goes up. She seems pretty beastly, not gonna lie. I definitely feel like Shoe Nation might be making a little bit of a comeback if people start building this. Now, of course, you're going to get hate in the comment section down below for people that say Shoe Nation is superior. I mean, look, every nation has its pros and cons. Silence will probably eventually go out the door. People will agree with that, disagree. It just really depends on, I guess, what server and what I guess it really does depend on where you're actually playing. In global at the moment, silence is still sticking around for a while, but it'll be interesting to see what other things this brings to the party. What has she got in Infinity? She's got pretty much the same ones. She looks like she's the daughter of HYY, actually. Yeah. Mysterious Affinity, of course. Stock standard. Very cool looking chick. I'd be excited to play with Shoe Nation if she was amongst them. Now, last but not least, we have Xiaoji. So she must be the daughter of Xiao Xiao. Interesting. So what does she do? She deals 108% magic damage to 4 column enemies, inflicts a soul mark on each, reducing their attack and defense. That's kind of spicy. Deals damage to 4 random enemies and inflicts soul mark as well. When there are three soul marks on a target, remove all soul marks and exile the target. What the fuck? Exiled units cannot move, cannot regenerate, combo, and take 60% damage. If all enemies are exiled, the hero is returned to the battlefield. For 2 rounds, all enemy heroes' damage is reduced by 20%. Okay, that's a little bit intense. I'm gonna have to see how that works with Xiao Xiao himself because he likes to freeze enemies. If she's exiling them, how does that work? But deals damage to 4 random enemies if target is marked. Deals an additional 400% magic damage. Exile the target with the most marks. If multiple targets have the most marks, exile one of them for 2 rounds. That's going to be complicated. I feel like this is going to be like a juggling effect between freezing and exiling and doing damage. I'm excited though. I'm excited. So she's definitely a daughter of Xiao Xiao. Interesting. Interesting. So this hatred mechanic is going to throw some things into the mix. So while we have a little bit of a decision about that, I've been saving up some of these boxes. Let's grab our, yeah, we only need one more to grab that out. So let's go ahead and grab the remainder of those. So as you can say, 55 shards. We need 130 though, so they are increased by 10. So don't get caught out or leave that. But what I assume we're going to need, because the only other way, where is it? Where is it? Exchange goods. So the only other way to get them is Imperial Seals. So we need 10 of those. Somebody do the maths for me while I try to think about that. Hit me up in the comment section below with it. But I assume we're going to need to spend. And you always, if FYI, always proc your God's blessing before you spend any money on this game. 99% of the time it is best value. Very rarely is it not, but always do that. So if you're curious how to do that, just do one story mode attack and it will appear after each reset of the server. I think we're going to have to spend $154. I think we're going to have to spend $154. Oh, that's going to suck. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to be required to at least get her to... is that even going to be enough to get her to 1 star? I have to think about that for a second there. I don't even think that's going to be enough to get her to 1 star. I think it's 30 shards still though to get her to 1 star. I really wish there was a way to tell. Is there actually a way to tell about upgrading? Probably not. Let me just check out the index area here. Is there any way? Nah, that's not going to tell us. Let me go into here. Let's go hero index. Scroll along, scroll along. It's probably not going to tell us, is it? Oh, bugger. We're going to try though. So no, it's definitely going to have to be 130, but I assume it's going to be 30 additional to get it to 1 star for the accuracy boost, which means minimum we're going to have to spend 100 and yeah, we're pretty much going to have to minimum spend $154. So wherever you are in the world, this is definitely going to be a whaley event. I feel like you're still going to spend about $100 American, give or take. I don't know about euros or pounds. But honestly, I would hope that this is enough to get me to 1 star. I might do the maths and just put it in the description box below, just to for the conversion rate of the I guess the lamb steaks into the hero shards. If you're going to think about it in terms of value, though, arguably, where is it? Where is it? These packages here for the additional stamina pills might work out more beneficial if you aren't interested in the ink stones and the ink jets. Just because stamina is king in this game, along with gold, of course. But getting those daily stamina pills and sort of working towards getting the Imperial Seals through that, do your own maths. I think that there is some potential there to get ahead because you're going to get a shit ton of stamina pills, which means you might be able to level up 1 or 2 levels throughout the course of the event. Of course, remember these are only limited to daily, so you may find yourself having to spend a little bit in God's blessing. Let me know which path you went down. If you're a whale or a light spender, I should say, most whales will probably just buy everything out. But yeah, in terms of that, I feel like it's going to change the meta. Obviously, we're going to have to wait for VIP 18 to appear. I don't think it's going to be up yet. Let me just check. I think it's still 15. Yeah. So VIP 18 is going to give us the newest transformation outfit. So that's about 30,000 USD dollars to get that. So I'm sure that Jetlag will be pursuing that. Or Ven, I'd say. But yeah, in terms of this, I'd say yeah, they're all very, very strong. They're all very, very strong heroes. Are they going to be must builds? Yeah, they're going to be must builds. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you have to prepare yourselves for this. Save your gold for when these guys, or these ladies, I should say, appear in the limited time hero events or the capacity of that event. Sometimes they have their own separate ones. So between them, the time heroes and the limited heroes, that's some additional gold there. I know it's going to be slightly cheaper to get these ones. From memory, you can only get 20 rerolls with gold. So that's like a little bit cheaper. It's about 6k gold from the Korean server. However, you are going to have to spend a little bit of money today or tomorrow or throughout the event if you want to build one of these ladies first. I feel like there is no need to mix or go hybrid teams. I feel like you just build whatever your corresponding nation is, and they'll fit quite nicely in them. What am I going to get rid of here, though? That's the question. Gao? Is Gao the one that I'm going to have to chop? Gao or Dian Wei? I mean, I feel like Dian Wei's got a lot of potential to do some burst DPS. Um, Also, another note, let's rank this guy up. Why not? Have him chilling in the bag for a little bit. Let's go. Get him to 4 star. Um, I mean, it would have made sense if we weren't going to build Tokugawa. We could just swap out, you know, Simi Yi for the newest hero. But yeah, I don't feel like I don't know. What do you reckon? Who should we swap out on the Way Nation account? Let me know in the comments section down below or in the Discord. You haven't joined already, it is going to be in the link in the description. Feel free to jump in, have a chat with the fam, ask any questions there. But overall, not a terrible event. Not a terrible event. We're gonna have to wait a little while before it actually appears for us to do the draws. It's probably going to take us about another month, give or take, before we can actually draw for them. So I would say take advantage of them, get the shards now, and just sit on them. But if you're going to whale, obviously try to whale smarter. Stamina pills are a pretty good investment, but if everything else fails, God's blessing is the one for you. I think we'll leave it there. I'll catch you all in the next one.